Hello, everyone. My name is Makenna Morgan, and today I'll be talking about Spotify. So, Spotify is one of the largest music media companies in the world, and so a lot of you guys probably use it. Today, I'll be going over some recent news updates and how that has affected consumers, music producers, podcasters, and anybody who puts media on the Spotify platform. So, today, I'll be going over two course concepts. The first concept I'll be going over is the logic of accumulation. So, this occurs when companies seek to maximize profits by expanding into new markets in the shortest amount of time. Spotify has recently made a big push to expand into the podcast market. Unfortunately, this has made Spotify cut music payouts and increase podcast payouts. So, music artists are not just getting the same amount of pay that they used to. In the past few years, Spotify has also played with AI usage in its playlist curation, but it now seems to be drawing back on this. The second concept I'll be talking about is transnational media conglomerates and flows. So, Spotify and its partner, Universal Music Group, are both transnational media companies. Spotify was originally founded in Sweden, but it now operates in major markets in the US, Europe, and Asia. Spotify strives to have a library of worldwide content that can be shared across borders in real time, making it a great transnational media conglomerate. The first article I'll be talking about is how Spotify has paid more than $100 million to podcasters to take on competitors. So, Spotify recently created a new program that opens up new revenue streams based on views to podcast hosts instead of the past payouts based on ad revenue. So now creators can earn revenue based on how premium subscribers interact with their content, instead of just getting money from ads. So this connects to the logic of accumulation because Spotify is expanding into the video podcast market to attempt to compete with competitors like YouTube. By expanding into this market, they're really trying to get subscribers to come onto their platform and really just create better content in that way to make more money. It also relates to transnational media flows because worldwide podcasters can now access this partner program. The second article I was talking about is how Spotify and Universal Music Group have recently struck a multi-year deal. They did this January to increase consumer and artist satisfaction in the service. By doing this deal, they seek to increase access to a new paid subscription service that includes music, video, and audio content, and also advance artist monetization. This connects to the logic of accumulation because Spotify seeks to expand its portfolio through different forms of content that can be accessed very easily through Universal Music Group, which owns all of the content that Spotify needs. They're trying to accumulate all of this different content that they've never had before to just expand into those new markets that they really need to keep their subscribers and keep up profits. This also relates to transnational media conglomerates because this partnership of Spotify and UMG is a partnership of two large transnational media conglomerates. The third article I'll be talking about is for songwriters to earn a living wage, Spotify must step in. So Spotify made a controversial move to bundle their audiobooks and music subscription services that unfortunately hurt songwriter revenue. It decreased the revenue that songwriters get and increased the revenue that podcasters and other audio and video mediums get on their platform. A crazy thing is that the top 1% of music artists earn a total of 90% of streaming revenue from Spotify, which means that unfortunately a lot of artists are just not getting the money they need to survive. This connects to the logic of accumulation because Spotify wants to expand their premium subscription to include audiobooks to increase profits and get more subscribers on their platform. This also connects to transnational media conglomerates because all three major transnational media conglomerates have owned shares in Spotify in the last 10 years, making it really hard to figure out where to send money and just really hard to really pay artists as they should be paid. The fourth article is that Spotify recently won a lawsuit over bundling royalties. So when they announced those bundles back in, I believe it was January, the Mechanical Licensing Collective decided to sue Spotify over this, saying that the royalty rates were unfairly cut for music artists. Spotify actually won this lawsuit, and the judge said that it was legal for Spotify to claim the lower music royalty rate because audiobooks and music are considered a bundle. This also connects to the logic of accumulation and transnational media conglomerates because Spotify is just continuing to accumulate this media like audiobooks to change the media included in subscriptions and increase subscriptions while decreasing the rate that Spotify has to pay for these services. The last article I'll be talking about today is how Spotify is emphasizing human curators as it pushes into AI-driven playlists. So Spotify has ventured into various ways that AI could streamline their music recommendation processes over the last 2 years. It started with the Spotify DJ, then went to the AI playlist, and now they just use machine learning to recommend songs. Recently, Spotify has started to refocus on human curators to recommend playlists and put on short form video content to hopefully re-engage audiences. So by using this AI to recommend music to users, Spotify can fire staff and increase their saturation in new markets, hopefully quickly increasing profits. However, we have seen Spotify scale back this effort recently. Thank you so much for listening, and if you have any questions, please be sure to reach out. Thank you.